Fresh blueberries are one of the highest fruits in antioxidants. Welcome to Naturally Gourmet. I'm Karen Houghton, and joining me today is Dr. Wes Youngberg and my daughter-in-law, Sandra Houghton. And we're going to be doing some recipes that are kind of like a comfort food. When they're cooking on the stove, we're going to do a red lentil soup, and when it's cooking on the stove, it smells so good. When your family comes home, they won't be able to wait to have their meal. So we're also going to do some sandwiches, and we're going to get started right away with our red lentil soup. I've got 4 cups of water in the kettle here and 1 cup of red lentils. And then I have a vegetable bouillon cube in here for flavoring. Now, if you're not able to get a vegetable bouillon cube, you can also buy a vegetable broth in a can or in a box just to give it some extra flavor while the lentils are cooking. And we're going to chop up some vegetables to saute in the pan. And while Sandra and I start doing that, I just want to ask you, Dr. Youngberg, what's the benefit of eating lentils? I know they have a lot of good fiber, but what other benefits are there?
They're great with fiber. They're also really high in potassium and magnesium. You need both of them to get the benefit of each. Another one of the interesting benefits of lentils is that that's the food that has the highest amount of lithium. Now, lithium is a natural mineral that's really good for the brain, and it helps us, Karen, with our cravings, whether they be cravings for sweets, craving for too much food, or cravings even for alcohol. So using foods like lentils can be really good for those of us that struggle with things that we know aren't good for us.
Wow, that's awesome. Our next ingredient is going to be some carrots and some parsnips. Now, parsnip is something that a lot of people don't use in their cooking, or they may never have even heard of it. But a parsnip looks just like a carrot, only it's white. And it has a lot of flavor, it has a lot of fiber in it, and we just want to put a parsnip in there to give it a little extra flavor.
What all are carrots good for? Because I know I love drinking carrot juice a lot.
Oh, carrots are really good for you. Carrots, just for 1 carrot, you get 3 grams of fiber. And carrots have B vitamins in them, and they have some C vitamins. And so you want to have as many carrots in your diet as you can.
You know, Karen, some people avoid carrots because they found out they're high in the glycemic index, and it's true, but actually when you combine it with all these foods that you're putting together in your recipe, it doesn't have a high glycemic index. It actually doesn't increase your blood sugars at all, but it's still sweet, and it tastes great. It has lots of beta-carotene in it. That's so good for our heart and for prevention of cancer as well.
Wow. You can't go wrong with all the fiber. Our goal is to get 40 grams of fiber a day. And so this soup, when you have a bowl of this soup, you get 13 grams of fiber for just 1 bowl of soup. And so just keep that in mind and kind of try and keep track of how much fiber you're getting every day for each meal. Just total it up and figure out how much you're getting for each meal. So now we're going to put the parsnips here in the frying pan.
So you want to try to get at least 15 grams of fiber with every meal, 10 for breakfast, 10 for lunch, and 10 for supper.
You want to put your carrots over in the pan, Sandra? I'm going to just finish up on this.
Remember, this is the type of fiber that lowers your cholesterol and improves your heart health.
Okay, a little bit more here. And we're going to be adding some garlic to it as well. These parsnips, they actually cut just like a carrot too. They're kind of hard and crunchy. And I think that's probably good.
Now the garlic that you're chopping up is great for improving that good cholesterol, that HDL cholesterol, which actually helps reverse cholesterol out of the plaque into arteries and get it out of the blood. So garlic is one of the healthiest foods for the heart. It's also very good for the immune system. So if you're concerned about flus and colds, make sure you get some garlic on a regular basis.
Yeah, I know my mom always gave me garlic whenever I'd start to come down with a cold.
Yeah, garlic is it's like a natural antibiotic.
antibiotic, and it actually thins the blood too. It keeps, not too much, but it keeps the blood from actually coagulating or causing a clot formation.
Yeah, I've heard that it even helps lower blood pressure. Is that true?
Can, sure.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that too. Doesn't do much for your breath, but boy, it sure does taste good, I'll tell you what.
Or it does a little bit too much for your breath.
It's still worth it though. I would never stop eating garlic just because of that. So we want to put the garlic in.
And you want me to start chopping the cilantro?
Yes, and we're going to use cilantro. And this is different than regular parsley. This is a Mexican type of parsley, and the flavor is totally different. So you want to make sure you get the right kind of parsley, the Mexican parsley, when you're buying your cilantro. Might not be able to get it in all parts of the world, but if you can't get it, then I guess you'll have to settle for parsley. But I'll tell you what, this has got a really unique and delicious flavor to it.
The cilantro is especially helpful as a detoxifier. It helps rid the body of toxins like heavy metals, for instance. So using it on a regular basis in recipes like this can be very health enhancing.
Okay, we're going to add some onions to it, about a half a cup of onions, and get this sauteed. Okay, and the cilantro. It's starting to smell good in here already. So we'll get this cooking. And then we add some tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. I get the diced, small, petite diced tomatoes in the can, and you just add that in here. Get this all sauteed till it's tender. And then you add it to your soup. And we've got some salt, about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt. Add that to it.
Some people feel that cooking vegetables actually destroys some of the nutritional quality. The fact is that the studies showing the benefits of vegetables in preventing and even treating cancer show that cooked vegetables are powerful for that. And tomatoes is one example of that, Sandra and Karen. That is, if you cook the tomatoes, the lycopenes are extracted from that, which are very helpful, especially with men with prostate cancer risk. It lowers that significantly.
Yes, I've always read that lycopene helps to reduce cancer risk. Not even, I mean, prostate cancer, but others too. This is it's a Mexican type of seasoning. It's a chipotle seasoning, and it adds a really nice flavor to it. This particular seasoning has no salt in it. So if you aren't able to find this, any kind of Mexican seasoning would be good. It just gives a nice flavor, rich flavor to the soup. And we will have this just finish sauteing a little bit, and then we will add it to our soup. And when the vegetables are done being sauteed, we add it to the soup, then we squeeze some fresh lemon juice into the soup, and you've got a perfect soup.
Now, lemon juice in particular is really good for the digestion. So whenever you can find a good excuse to put lemons in any recipe, that's a really good thing to improve the acidity in your stomach so you can absorb those nutrients and benefit, change the way the genes work in a positive way.
Okay. So this will be done in a few minutes, and we'll add it to our soup, and we'll be right back.
Karen Houghton, host of the TV series Naturally Gourmet, has developed a wonderful cookbook from her years of experience preparing tasty and healthy meals from a plant-based diet. In her cookbook Naturally Gourmet, Karen features a wide variety of recipes, from baked breads to sumptuous soups, from excellent entrees to delightful desserts.
I'm Karen Houghton, and if you've been enjoying these programs, I want to tell you about our new website, www.naturallygourmet.com. At that website, we have available DVDs, full set of them from all these cooking shows. We also have available a cookbook called Naturally Gourmet with more recipes and more health information.
Order Naturally Gourmet today for only $24.99 plus shipping and handling at naturallygourmet.com or call 760-723-8082. That's 760-723-8082. Your adventure into healthy living is only a phone call away.